Okay, guys. Apple's a little bit harder than I thought it was going to be. We broke into some new areas, and so the way that I was looking at it back here, was once we can get over this 171, it'll bring us to 173. The two bottom white lines, and then up here to 175.25, and we'll see, right? We'll see what happens. But we just shot right through it, and we went up to the next level that I had, which was right here. So what we have to do is we have to come back and we have to say, all right, well, where's zone one, two, and three? So the reason that you have zone one, two, and three is simply so that you know if you shoot out of zone two, you should go down to zone one, and that's where you can try to absorb around that point of control or short down till that level and cover. And if you break up out of zone two, then you can take it to that point of control in zone three. Okay, that's the whole point of doing all this. So you have support and resistance levels. Now, what happened with Apple was we started breaking out of this, what was, zone two, and we shot up into zone three, and then we just quickly rejected and immediately shot all the way back up into zone seven. We're way up here, right? So we went from zone two to zone three to zone higher, four, whatever you want to call it, right? But I still knew where the resistance levels were and where to take profit, right? So take profit here, take profit here, take profit here. Okay, now this is the new setup. And so these are your levels, the levels that are below you. Again, is that 175.18 is your point of control. 174.73 is you're underneath all of these people. So if you get underneath 174.73, I'm not long. If I want to absorb Apple between 174.50 to 175.60, great, absorb it. Let's see if we can get a bounce off that if we pull back. Now we're pushing into what is considered zone two now, right? Because we're prices here, and this is your point of control. It's 177.97 or 178, right? This is your point of control. And where did I get those from? They came from these guys, because this is where the price is. That's what made it so hard for me. There's just not a lot here, right? And so you have to go back and get these. Now, if we're going to get zone three, which is resistance, where will we get that from? Well, we got to come into these guys. This is where we're going to go to. And then above them, there's nothing until gap close, right? So now when we go back and we zoom in, these are the levels we get, okay? So the point of control is 179.62. The high outside is 180. The low side is 179.13. So between 179 and 180, you need to be distributing, selling some, so that if we do break above, you can buy it back, right? And or buy back down here. Now, do you see the difference in the range of the zone between this one to this one, right? This one has a lot more range, right? Does that make sense? You see how much more air there is? Because this one, you break up with this one, well, you're only going to get another 50, 60 cents, maybe a dollar. But on this one, we were able to capture 250. So we want the big ranges. Now, the other thing to realize about this is what's created more resistance? This 177.80, this 178, or this 180? What do you think? You guys, what do you think created more? Well, the only way to know that is to see the volume traded within this range. And on TV, trading view, you can. On ours, you can't. You just kind of have to eyeball it. And in my opinion, it's actually this one down here, 178. I think it's going to be easier to break through 180 than it is 178. Now, with that being said, all that means is if I buy, I've got 1,000 shares down here, and I've sold, 250 and 250, right? And then I come into this region, I may think this area may be easier to break through, and so maybe I only sell 150, right? So I'm not going to sell the normal piece that I would normally sell because I think this is going to be a little bit easier to break through. I think we could just push up into the gap and then come back and start setting up new VP levels. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. It's just the numbers, okay? Now I'm going to shrink this down so you can see the numbers. Look clear, and I'll take a screenshot of it. There they are. Okay. Take a screenshot of it, freeze it, whatever you want to do. And again, I'm going to go back and go through how I did it. You ready? Just in case you don't know. Number one, who was below us? Well, obviously it's these guys, right? 173, obvious, right? That's what we needed to break over. There it is. Plain as day. Now, the next level is what about where we are? Well, where we are is in this group here, okay? So all you got to do is come over and zoom in to that group. All right, where's the biggest levels? Well, obviously it's right here. So you can see this is the big level, right? This is 175. You find the point of control, you found the value area high, value area low. But what was hard was like, all right, well, how do I zoom into these upper two? Because you've got these lower two that are in your way. So I need to be into this one and this one. So what I had to do was go in individually. And so it's undo zoom and then go back and zoom to these guys right here. And then there are your levels, right? Point of control, high, low. But look, there's a little piece right here. Okay. Okay, well, let's mark that one as well. And then when we undo zoom and go back and we look at these people back here, the levels line up pretty good. And you can see the biggest VP level here is right here, right? And so that 179 that we did mark up below is still here. There's still some VP there. So this is your point of control. This is your value area low. And then it's very small, but this is your value area high because you're going right into a gap. And that's it. And so again, you always hear people ask me, what time frame should I be looking at? What time frame should I be looking at? It doesn't matter. All you care about is who you're playing against. That's it. That's all that matters. And the people that we're playing against are just these people till we get into this gap. Now, if you wanted to, it wouldn't be wrong to come back up here and look at these people as well back here, you know, before the 7th. You could. But in my opinion, those people have already had the opportunity to get out, take profits, buy, sell. So they're not going to have as much effect on price as the people in front. And I did look at it, and it lines up. They're relatively close. You know, one may be off 25 cents, 40 cents, but they're about the same areas. All right. Talk to you guys later.